The Phantom Pain left me disappointed because despite doing many things really well, there's one or two flaws that ruin the entire experience. Let's start with the story, where most of the problems lie. At first, the game starts out strong with tons of crazy stuff happening like a flying fire wheel, but the game fails to deliver are those expectations set by the opening, and stagnant pacing makes the whole experience feel rather dry and painfully empty. The characters don't help either because the character development is just as stagnant as the pacing, and when they do develop the characters, it's either bland or ill-conceived, especially the villain. The way they developed him was so poorly handled it's laughable. Overall, nothing much happens and I'm rather disappointed with the way the story turned out, but the game could still save itself if the gameplay was good, and the game does save itself, to an extent. You remember how the best part of Far Cry 3 was clearing out the outpost? Well, 95% of the Phantom Pain is just that, but that does come with its own set of negatives. First of all, the open world doesn't work because most of it is empty, only holding the missions, so the open world just ends up as empty terrain between the missions. And the missions feel like side missions because most of them are filler that don't progress the story. Second of all, the boss fights are just awful. They're either frustrating bullet sponges or forgettable. And you remember that problem I mentioned with filler? Well, in the second half of the game, they actually start recycling levels. It's madness. But even with all these negatives, the game still has its strong points. For one, the Phantom Pain actually encourages non-lethal play. There is not a single objective that forces you to slaughter an entire base. How does the Phantom Pain do this? Well, if you knock a soldier out unconscious, instead of killing them, that means you can recruit them to your base, and the more soldiers you recruit to your base means the more gear you can use on the field. So in short, the Phantom Pain discourages lethal play. Also, the game feels wonderful to control. Snake moves with such fluidity that it's hard to put him down. Overall, the mechanics themselves are actually quite sound. The game is very fun, it's just not very engaging. I would recommend it, but don't expect much. It's a bit of an empty sandbox.